Electric motor.
Synthetic rigging.
Classic sailboat.
No electronics.
Crossing the Atlantic Ocean.
Going where the fair winds blow, our home is where the waters flow. We'll show you what we've come to know on board while sailing wisdom.
The winds have steadily been building, and now they're a bit much for our taste. So we're gonna go more on a broad reach, less of a beam reach. That way it's more downwind, just a little more pleasant, because this isn't. Now we've been cooking along pretty quickly with all this wind, doing about 6 to 8 knots under our trysail and our staysail.
Can you hear my voice? Coming through the noise. I'm floating through outer space. I'm lost and I can't find a way. Oh, all the lights going dark and my hopes destroyed. Help me, is anybody there? Save me, I'm running out of air.
So today's one of those quite windy days out at sea. And it's funny, like, I don't know if it's just that I've seen so much worse that I just don't care, or if I don't know, but like looking at these seas, when we first started sailing, I would have been like terrified to go out in the cockpit in this. And now I'm looking at this like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go sit on the deck and watch the waves go by because they're pretty.
Mayday. Calling out Mayday. It's so dark out here in space. And it's been so long since I've seen a face. My eyes are shut, but I can see the void between you and me.
So Maddie said that she's gonna make this like cheese tomato melt on the bread that I made yesterday. The only issue is the bread that I made yesterday is a little it's not very pretty. Kind of burned. It's kind of gross. So we're making this, smothering it in cheese, that way it's delicious. All right, Maddie transformed my gross bread into this.
Tomato melts.
It's cheese from the Azores, tomato, a little bit of pepper. Well, it's time for our morning forecast. So the barometer says that it is 1,013 millibars. Not much change there because there's never much change there. Let's look outside.
It's windy.
That's our forecast, it's windy. What if you just puke and then take it?
I really don't want to puke.
Ah, okay.
Dramamine day. So most people do this shot across the Atlantic from Cape Verde to St. Lucia. And it's called the milk run because it is so easy, because you've got trade winds and currents just carrying you the entire way, nice calm seas. Obviously, we're doing something wrong, and we know it. We have opted not to take the road most traveled, and instead of waiting for hurricane season to be over, we have opted to go early and do a more southern route to Suriname. This is great because it gives us a chance to see Suriname, and it means that we get to be in the Caribbean for Christmas time. But it's not great because the seas are huge. The winds are intense. The boat is just rocking and rocking and rocking like a bath toy. And it's not a comfortable ride. It is definitely not this milk run that everybody talks about. So, you know, it's us, and we have to do things the hard way. So, here we are.
I just took a big wave.
Oh, that was horrible.
I want you to lift me up so high, a place that no one's ever been. Take me to oblivion. Ooh, I wanna feel the dark with you. Ooh, a place that no one's ever been. Take me to oblivion.
It's been a windy day, but now we have chili.
Chili's not usually something you want on a really hot night near the equator, but man, this is delicious.
As the sun was setting, we saw some clouds coming in, so we're ready for a blustery night, one might say.
Another blustery night.
Yeah, so we're still trisol and stasel, and we'll probably be that tomorrow as well, looking the way the clouds were. Well, today's little sextant operation got a little sidetracked. So while I was using the sextant, this giant wave dumped on me.
It was a rogue wave.
Yeah, it just like came over the bimini.
It dumped on everybody.
Yeah, it was not pleasant.
Quite intense. It went over the bimini.
Yeah, so that happened. And then I guess between that, I couldn't really see the horizon because the waves were so big that the horizon was like a guessing area. And then the sun was like in and out of clouds, but I was able to see most of the disc. So I'm like, okay, I can get our position today, I think. So I did that, and I came with our position being 9 degrees, 43 minutes north, and then 32 degrees, 30 minutes west. Now that's the funny one. I plotted us being back here 3 days east, even though we've been going west for 3 days. And I'm like, we are back here. So yeah, I did that wrong. So then I did some navigational art, also known as guessing, and kind of compiled our heading, speed, our track record for the past few days and everything. And I'm guessing my assumed position that I'm giving us is 9 degrees, 30 minutes north, 36 degrees, 55 minutes west, which puts us, here's Africa, here's South America, there. So kind of halfway between them. Now that's nice and all. You know, putting myself on a map and being like, I think I'm in this general area. But the important part is, did I do it right? So if you guys don't know, I'm not looking at GPS. I'm only using Celestial navigation and guessing. And Maddie gets to look at the GPS to make sure that we're not gonna, like, you know, run into a continent. So, Mads, 9 degrees, 30 minutes north, 36 degrees, 55 minutes west. Hooray for guessing. Yeah, our other position is hundreds of miles off.
And we were sailing for 22 days out of the 31 days in October.
We're kind of about halfway through the journey. And
We're halfway.
yeah, we are halfway. And
Morale-wise, it's not as easy as the first. Thanks for watching this episode of Sailing Wisdom. Don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next Rigging Doctor episode. And if you're interested in even more Rigging Doctor awesomeness, consider becoming a patron to see all of our extras. Can't wait to see you next time as you join us out here on the high seas.